Hello there everybody, wee Paddy from across a shuck, and I've got a tag video this morning. I was tagged by my friend Sean over at Geared Towards Gear. Great channel, I'll put a link down below to his video, go and watch it. I'm not sure who started it, but it was great tagging. It's because Sean was incredibly funny and I am not even going to try and follow him. So, this is the scenario. The poo has been splashed up the side of your face. The leprechauns are coming to take over the rest of the world. So, I'm only allowed a folding knife because leprechauns are too small to be stabbed with a big knife. There we are. Now, before I get into it, if there was a shit hit the fan scenario, I would be taking this. It's my Mora Robust that I've had for donkey's years. It works perfectly, and I also have my fire starter. I have some tape on it. This would be the knife that I will lift and stick on my belt. It just works. I used it for years bushcrafting. It never let me down. I've batoned with it. I've done everything that I shouldn't do with a knife, with this knife, and it has survived. I love it. Very easy to hold on to. It's a lovely rubberized grip. So that's what I'd use. Now, this week, I've just been given this one from Brother Knives, and this is in D2, whereas that's just Sandvik. This is in D2. If this proves to be as good as it looks, and it does look and feel better than a Mora in hand, better than my Mora Robust, which I think is one of the most comfortable knives to hold to do long periods of work, and I have done long periods of work building shelters and all with this. So this could be my new one. So look out for the future videos on that. So let's take it away. Let's play the game. You're only allowed to take folding knives. Now, I am basically a budget channel. I've been very fortunate to get some high-end knives, but I'm still basically a budget channel. Probably, well, I always will be because I enjoy finding a budget knife. So I'm going to start with one of my favourite knives and one of my favourite companies, and as you all know, it's Ganzo. And this is, I should have wrote all these down. I am so bad at organising these. This is the F761. I'll put a list of these all in the description. It's the F761 from Ganzo. It's 440C. It is incredibly comfortable in hand. It's a good, big, sturdy knife. And I chose this over the D2, more for the blade shape. The D2 ones, we haven't got a big work knife yet, but more for the blade shape. I just think this is such a lovely work knife. It's easy to grip hold to. I can work hard with it and not have any worry. And I can resharpen it really, really easily. So, I rejected this one because of the lock system. Now, I've never had a Ganzo fail on me. I've had Benchmates fail, but I've never had a Ganzo. Not one spring has ever gone on these, and I have had some of them for 2.5, 3 years. Never lost one yet to a spring. So, I'm not that worried, but on the off chance that it does go, you are a wee bit snookered. A bit snookered. But no more than you would be with other knives. But that's the reason I'm going to give for not using that one. So we'll put that there. Now, this is another Ganzo. And the reason I put this in is because of the blade length. That gives me a bit of reach, a nice bit of reach. It also gives me a full flat grind, which is good for, you could do skinning at a push with it. There's a bit of a belly, but it's thin enough that you could skin a bit. You know, you could use it for skinning, but it's just a blooming good knife. It's easy to take hold of. It's a liner lock, so there's nothing much going to go wrong with it. Look, I done bushcraft. I don't need to baton with a folding knife. I can split wood without having to baton. So when you can do that, then there's not really any great worries. So that's maybe something, if you're worried about shit hitting the fan, is learn how to make a fire without having a knife to get your wood split. It's not very hard. But the reach in that is lovely. I'll put them down. Look at the reach. They're sitting the same size. So there's plenty of reach. Great for food prep, all sorts. Great for killing something by hand if you have to eat, obviously. So there we go. I'll put these in the bottom. They're all going to be lined up and you can see the sort of the height and length difference. So I rejected this one just because I know people would say, nah, yeah, it's 440C again. You're just using that, and it's a Ganzo, and it, you know, look, either of them two knives, I know I could do all right with. I'm not frightened of having to go out into the bush and catching food or making fires or making shelter, I could do that all right with any knife, with a pen knife. And I've done it, so there's no problem. The next knife is one of my favourite knives, and do you know, it probably should be probably nearly one up from where it is now. And it's the Rat 1. This is an Oz 8. An amazing knife, complete all-rounder. You can use this to do whatever you want. There's a better belly on it for getting a wee bit of skinning. You know, you can creep up a bit and use your belly a bit better on this. It's a liner lock. Again, I chose the liner lock. I know they're not the most wonderful locks in the world, but I'm not going to baton with a knife. Do you know, I'm not going to baton. You know, I'll do wood shavings or whatever. Oz 8 is great for that, and you can sharpen it really easy on a rock at the side of a stream. So that's why it's got up here. I think Oz 8, 440C, they're great for sharpening. But when you get down to it, I suppose the big thing is you actually want a knife that's going to maybe have a bit better steel. I think that's what we're heading for. And the next knife, really, if it was a different shape, would just quite simply be the knife that I would choose. Listen. Yep. It's the Code 4. Beautiful big knife. Ergonomically, I think it's lovely. I could do lots of work with it. It just fits my hand. It's one of them knives, when I close my hand around it, I have no gaps. It's not wiggling. Look at that there. It doesn't. That's me pulling with all my heart. There's no wiggling, so I'm not going to get any hot spots around here. I've none around the back. There's plenty of handle. I could baton with it if I wanted to. But again, why would you? Why would you risk breaking your tool? The only reason this didn't get number one spot is the Tanto blade. There's no belly for skinning whatsoever. You could round it off, I suppose, on a stone if you wanted to and then resharpen it, but no, I'm just not going to pick it for that simple reason. The lock's fine. The blade is CTXP, what is it? CTS XHP. Great steel, and again, it's easily sharpened. There's not a problem with sharpening it. So, what knife have I chosen? Well, this is going to surprise you, but I've chosen this knife, one, because I'm a budget channel, and I believe that a budget knife can be your one be-all knife. I've chosen this because the handle material is G10, I like. It's a flicker, it's a liner lock. Now, that to me is a fantastic working blade. I think it's a better blade than that, although you can't see that much difference. The reason that I like this better is it's D2. And I am one of these people, I love D2. I have nothing wrong. For a budget knife, stick D2 in it. For the rest of the time, it's just a great budget steel. It's not a budget steel. Imagine that, D2, a budget steel. But it's just become a budget steel. I don't care, it's brilliant. I love it. Look after it, it's fine. Is it going to rust? No, I hope not, because I'll try and look after it and dry it after use. It's only if you leave it lying somewhere it's going to go badly wrong. Anyway, I don't live in a moist area. Northern Ireland's not a moist area. Well, it rains a lot, but it's not humid and whatever. I think its humidity would really go for D2. Nice enough wee pocket clip, but in the hand, it is so comfortable. It has a good guard. So if I have to stab, if I'm having to fight off leprechauns jumping at me from everywhere, my finger is not going to jump up. And that is probably the reason why I've chose this over the rest of the folding knives, is that there's going to stop me if I'm having to fight, whether it be with an animal or a human being. When the poo hits the side of my face, I want to be able to lunge and know that I'm not going to slide up. Worst case scenario, if you cut your fingers right open, you can't use your knife. I am useless with my left hand. Will I practice with it? No. So I'm going to stay useless with it. You know, I can do just what most people can do with their other hand. That'll do rightly. But so taking precautions against it is probably the most important thing. And that is an amazing guard there. It's on bearings, I believe. Yeah, it's on I'm telling a lie. No, it's on washers. Happy days. I thought it was bearings in that. Really, really smooth. It might be bearings, I haven't checked. And this is the 3504, G10 and D2. There you go. Stonewash blade. It's just so grippy. It is lovely. So that's the knife I'm going to take with me. Be it a budget knife, it is still an amazing knife. And again, that reason, I haven't heard many people talking about that. You've got all these, but there isn't a great guard that's going to definitely stop you when you hit something that's going to be a force that's not going to move. That is going to stop me getting up. So, as a leprechaun killer, the CH is the knife for me. I thank you very much for watching. I'll put the names of these down in the description and the numbers that I should have had done illegally. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Sean, for calling me out on this one. Tags are great. They get us all together. They get so, and if there's a wee bit of humour in them like Sean's was, it made my day. I loved it. So thank you very much. I'm gone. Have a lovely wee cup of tea here. First take I can get. Drink it warm. Bye bye now.